Okay, let's do this. This is homework number 4 for chapter 3. Plot the following points on graph paper and connect them in the order given. Then connect the points A and D. Okay, and you can use your homework help from your ebook if you want. But let's go ahead and do this. So A is -3, which is right here, and 4, which is up. Okay, we're going to call that A. B is 1 and then 6. C is 5 and -2. And D is 1 and -4. Okay, connect them in order. So A to B, B to C, C to D, and D back to A. And then connect the points A and D. So A goes to D. Okay? Oh, that's what it is. So it says take this and rotate 90 degrees clockwise around the origin. So if we take all of this, let's group it together. I'm going to spin it 90 degrees around the origin, right? So for example, if A is, let's just kind of A is to the left 3 and up 4. So when I spin it, I need to keep that, but 90 degrees means that this is going to go this direction. Okay. So if I spin that, let me group it all together. So I'm going to spin that. It's going to look like that right there. Okay, but I need to make sure that that's right at the origin. Okay. So that's where my point A is. And again, it was going left 3 and then up 4. But now when I spin that, when I take that little, we call it the hook, we're going to go up 3 and then to the right 4. And that's where my new A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime is. So that right there is going to be called A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Okay, what are the coordinates? Right, the coordinates are A would be, where A prime would be. So we'll go A prime is going to be, that's what, 4 and 3. B prime is going to be what? 6 and -1. C prime is going to be 2 and -5. Oh, -2 and -5. Excuse me. And D prime is going to be -4 and -1. Okay, and compare them. Right. So if you look at A and prime and A, they're pretty similar. Look at B prime and B. Again, they're pretty similar, and there's a pattern going on. I'm not going to say anything yet, but let's see if you can figure it out. And C and C prime, and D and D prime. Okay. So the question is asking, what's the new coordinates? Write the equation of a line described below. Okay, a line that goes through the 2 points. So to find that, we need a B value, and we need a slope. Okay, the slope is found for A if I take the y's and subtract them. So remember, the slope is going to be the change in y divided by the change in x. And the change in y means take your y's and subtract them. So 10 minus 4. And I'm going to go 10 first. So 10 minus 4. And then divided by, and then now I have to go and do 7, or -7, excuse me, minus 1. So 10 minus 4 is 6. -7 minus 1 is -8. So your slope is a -6/8, or we can reduce that to make it smaller to be -2. Sorry, not 2, negative. So divide 6 and 8 both by 2, and we get And 6 divided by 2, we get 3. And 8 divided by 2, we get 4. So my slope is going to be negative 3/4. Okay, that's what I'm going to use to find slope. Okay, the y-intercept, I have to do the double y equals mx plus b method. So I have to start with y equals mx plus b, and also y equals mx plus b. Okay, I need to have a slope, which I do have, and I need to have x and y, which I'm going to pick 1 and 4. So x is 1, y is 4, and the slope is negative 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and multiply them together, or do whatever that the equation says. So I'm going to take these two and multiply together and then add b. Okay, and we're actually looking for b. So in this case, we will have 4 equals, and negative 3/4 times 1 is negative 3/4 plus b. And think about negative 3/4 is it's like 75 cents, right? So you have 4, and we're going to subtract 3/4. You will actually have, oh, actually you're going to add 3/4. So you will actually have 4 and 3/4, or like $4.75. That's your b value. Okay, and when you have that, you can now say your equation is going to be y equals negative 3/4 x plus 4 and 3/4. And you can use a decimal if you like. That's my equation. Okay, so that's a. So I'm going to go ahead and tidy this up and put it over here. Okay, so that's just the answer, but you know there's a lot that went into it. Okay, same thing for this one, for b. Okay, well, since we already have a slope, all we need is the y-intercept, so we just need the b value. So again, we're going to start with the y equals mx plus b, and then y equals mx plus b. Right, so we know that the slope is going to be the negative 3/4, so the slope is going to be negative 3/4. Right, and you have a point. The x is going to be negative 14. The y is going to be 4. And we're looking for our b value. So we need to do this a little bit of work. We need to go and cross cancel 4 and 14. You can divide both by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And negative times negative is positive. So this is going to be 4 equals, so it's going to be positive 3 times positive 7 is going to be 21 over 2 plus b. Right? And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use my decimals, or my calculator. And 21 divided by 2, that's going to be 10.5. So 10.5 plus b. Right? To solve this, you have to go ahead and subtract 10.5. So I'm going to go ahead and play with decimals. So 4 minus 10.5, right? So you can use a calculator, or you can use whatever you want. But 4 minus 10.5 is going to give you negative 6.5. So over here, your equation is going to be y equals, your slope is up here, negative 3/4 x, and then the b value is going to be plus a negative 6.5. I'm just going to put minus 6.5. Okay, that's my equation for b. Okay, and the last one, we use purple. Slope is 0, and it passes through this. So it's the same thing as letter b, right? So you're gonna, for c, you're going to go y equals mx plus b, and y equals mx plus b. Double y equals mx plus b equation. Okay, first y equals mx plus b, plug in everything you know. Slope is 0. The x is going to be 6 plus b. The y is going to be negative 11. So do the math. 0 times 6 is 0. And 0 plus anything is just that anything. So b is negative 11.
Raiden Wood, please come to the office. Raiden Wood.
Well, I guess we know that they want somebody. Right? And then your equation is going to be y equals. And now that we know the b is going to be negative 11. Right? And the m is going to be 0, x. And you know that when you have 0 times anything, it's just 0. So your equation is really y equals 0 minus 11. Or just y equals negative 11. That is your final answer. Okay, if you need to slow it down or you need to rewind that, go ahead and slow it down or rewind it or watch it again. Okay, solve each equation below for x. Explain or justify each of your steps. Basically, show your moves. Right. So we'll start with this one. We'll use blue. Right. On this one right here, we're going to go ahead and do something called cross multiplication. So 4 times x is 4x, and 3 times 8 is 24. And this one right here, we're going to go ahead and divide by 4 because it's multiplication by 4. So to undo the multiplication, you're going to divide. And you're going to get the 4's canceling out. And you get your final answer of x equals 24 divided by 4 is 6. That's your first answer. So A answer would be 6. Okay, B. This one, I'm going to go ahead and take this and distribute the negative into the parentheses right here. So I'm going to rewrite this as 5x minus x plus 1. And that's going to equal 5 minus 2x. So I'm just copying all this down, except I just worked on that. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead. Some of you guys might like to do this, but draw a line down the middle that separates the left and right hand side. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and combine the terms that are similar. So the 5x and the negative 1x makes a 4x plus 1. That's going to equal 5 minus 2x. And now we're going to put the terms that are together or that's similar on the same side. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add 2x because that's the opposite of minus 2x. So I'm going to add 2x. It's going to combine with my x. And I'm going to have 6x. 4 plus 2 is 6x plus 1 more. That's going to equal, and these just disappear because they cancel out where they make a big 0. And we're going to be down to 5. All right, next step, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 1 because that's the opposite of adding 1. So I'm going to subtract 1, and these will cancel or make a big 0. And our final, well, not final, but final thing that we have is 6x, and then 5 minus 1 is going to give you 4. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. When I distribute the negative here, it should give you a negative x, and I distribute the negative to the positive 1, it should give you negative 1. So that was my bad. So this right here should be negative 1. It's an easy fix. That should be negative 1, which means that that's a negative 1. Okay, and because that's a negative 1, I shouldn't be doing minus 1. I should be doing the opposite of a subtraction 1 by adding 1. So now it's actually 5, not 5 minus 1, but 5 plus 1, which is 6. And then now, instead of, to get rid of the 6, I have to undo the times 6, which is division by 6. And those 6's will actually cancel out and leave me with x equals, and the 6 divided by 6 is 1. So that's my final answer for B. And then for C, I'm going to just work it off of here. Go ahead and draw your line down the middle if you need to. And I'm just going to go ahead and combine terms that are the same. So 3x and negative 1x. Again, now they're on the same side, so I don't need to do the opposite. I just need to put them together. So 3x minus 1x is going to give you 2x. And then don't forget your plus 5. Don't forget your equal, and don't forget your x minus 3. Just copy everything down. Okay, and now we're going to put the x's on the same side, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 1x, or just call it x, subtract 1x. And these are going to cancel out. Now I got 2x's minus 1x makes 1x, or just call it x, plus 5 equals negative 3. Don't forget the minus. And now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that plus 5 by doing subtraction of 5. And these are going to cancel, but it's going to leave you with x equals negative 8. Okay, so our three answers are x equals 6, x equals 1, and x equals negative